What's going on, Dope fam? Back with another video. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I sure as well did. When it comes to today's video, I'll be doing a Bitcoin TA market analysis, as well as just for today's base bonus video, I will be doing a coverage on Degen token, which is another base native token. And just to give you guys a heads up to if you guys missed yesterday's video, I will be covering a base token every day for the foreseeable future. So be sure to pop in the comments below if you guys have any recommendations of what tokens I should be covering. I'm purely just looking for base native tokens, and ideally they're tokens that like initially launched on the base chain ecosystem. It's in the name, but like base token means it was originally launched on base chain, because I'm a massive base chain maxi, and I'm really just looking for really thought out and well-made tokens on base chain ecosystem. But nonetheless, I'm Dope Oxide. I make content on YouTube, X, and CoinMarketCap, so be sure to those pages. I do Bitcoin market analysis as well as just base token coverages. So be sure to like and subscribe, ring the bell, comment down below if you guys want me to cover any other tokens or just any other niches I should be also covering. So let's get into it. And yeah, so first of all, Bitcoin has completed its first weekly RSI close above the consolidation. Super bullish. And I've always told you guys, look, we're going to have to wait for that confirmation. And we just got that confirmation today, which is absolutely massive. Because now we can like firmly say we're pretty much in the same position we've been for the third time of this bull cycle, where every time previously, once we've closed above the weekly RSI, we tend to get a doubling from the recent low. So back in September, we had that pretty much breakage of the RSI. We had a nice 90% upside, and for our previous leg up, we went down to the 40k range, 49k, and we had a nice doubling to the 120% range. So when it comes to that, and I guess my thesis why I think the next leg up will be about 150k or so, because of this. So the previous low we actually made was about 75k or so, give or take. And on average, a doubling would be about 150k. So I am expecting a Bitcoin leg up to be anywhere from 140 to 160k, give or take. And this weekly confirmation here, as I'll draw below, that pretty much just confirms now, look, we're pretty much in the same pattern and the same history point where every time we've broken out to the upside for the RSI, we've had a massive doubling. So it's looking quite good, and the stars are aligning. And to be honest, if like we can't be like just making different opinions. We just have to look at what's happened for this bull cycle at least. Every time we've broken out, we've seen a doubling on average in price. So there's no reason to like think anything else until it's invalidated. I guess the invalidation would be is if we break down from here, retest a bullish flag, whatever you want to call it, to the downside, and we actually break below and then make new lows. So that would be the invalidation point. But nonetheless, looking very bullish. When it comes to altcoins, I do expect dominance to top out like very soon. Reason being is generally the Bitcoin dominance tops out once Bitcoin is in its final leg of the cycle. And if this is the case, because my base case is most likely this leg up to the upside for this year will be the final leg. But let's see, time will tell, because we could definitely still have another leg up in process after that. So it could be something like this where we hit the 150k area, consolidate, and then also do another doubling from there. But my base case right now, as it stands, is definitely this leg up to be the final leg up, and then we consolidate and then make like the beginning of the bear market from there on. So we'll see how that goes. But as always, time will tell. But as it stands right now, we had that weekly RSI confirmation, and there is no need or reason to be bearish right now. And as long as the momentum is still in play, which it is, we are bullish. So when it comes to that, total coin market cap is also looking bullish. We actually closed a higher high for the total 3 market cap, which is very bullish. If you look at the weekly for Bitcoin, we technically missed it. It was about the 94.2, so we missed it about $200. But for the total 3, it's like pretty convincingly shows that, look, we've had a new higher high, and what's missing right now is a higher low, and then we can have that parabolic run. So it also goes back to what I'm saying before, like I do expect a low to be made in sometime in May, and it's looking like that timeline is playing out, because I would expect at least a retest, like a retest close to that RSI, and then a breakout. Because as you can see here, pretty much every time, let me just delete these. Generally, every time we've broken out the RSI, we've had a bit of a dip. So back in October, we actually had a retest of the breakouts. Whereas back in September, we went up and then still dipped and then made our way. So what's missing right now is that dip in the momentum and RSI. So if I was to expect it's the same as last time, we can definitely at least see a turnaround to maybe the low 50s for the RSI then breakout. So, and obviously that will most likely mean that the price of Bitcoin will probably dip from here. Maybe the high 80s. Who knows? We'll see. And then we can make our way from there. So base case is a low in May, and then a parabolic run shortly after that. For liquidations, a lot of longs actually got wrecked today, which is good to see. A lot of late longers. So we had $130 million in liquidations and $47 million in shorts getting liquidated. For the liquidation heat map, we had a bit of a bear trap happening today. So as you can see, if I go to the lower time frames on the 1 hourly, we had a nice little bear trap when we had our daily close. So the daily close happened around here, and then we had that immediate flush and then back up. So right now we're back above this little consolidation accumulation area right now, and ideally would like to see like more closes above 94k, because that really puts us in a strong position. Because let me just quickly drop this too. So ideally we get above this pennant and then break out from there. So what I would like to see is a little consolidation, then break out sometime tomorrow. Reason being is we've had that deviation, and most likely we actually see that breakout. But let's see how it goes. I still expect a cool off period in the next few weeks. So this could be the breakdown that happens. But let's see how that goes. So when it comes to liquidation heat map as well, that bear trap definitely liquidated a lot of late longers. And then now we're actually having a lot of shorts getting built up right above us at the 95k area, which has some confluence of this consolidation pennant pattern. And we might see a breakout to the 95k and get a lot of those shorters to get liquidated. For open interest, nothing to note. It's just sideways. Long and short ratio, interestingly, we actually not really breaking out. It's technically a lower high as of now. So lower high, lower high, lower high. Let's see if it rolls over. Ideally, I would like to see it roll over. It would just mean there's more people shorting the markets. And obviously, I'll tell you guys, look, if we got more people shorting the market, we have more fuel to the fire to break out. So let's see how it goes. We might see that dip next few weeks. And then we just have shorts getting really cocky and they just keep shorting the market. But let's see how it goes. And yeah, so when it comes to that, next part of the video is tweets. So first tweet by Super Bitcoin Bro. The Bitcoin Daily has had 6 consecutive closes above the yearly open. Super bullish. Good chance it bounces at the 5 EMA plus 2025 open. But if not, then the uptrend plus recent swing low is the next potential support. So as you can see, the major support is the 2025 open, which was about 93.569. I believe we actually bounced, so we actually broke below, then bounced right above it. So when it comes to that, our current major support is that 93k level, but then definitely this uptrend would be the next range of support, which is around, give or take, like 92k, 93, depending when we actually retest it. Next tweet is by Crypto Data. It's a pretty fully fledged tweet, so let me just go through it slowly to you guys. So first of all, bullish news. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF flows actually reached the highest level in over 2 months. That just shows a clear mean reversion with the Bitcoin and crypto markets. It's looking like the sentiment is resetting and has already reset. And when it comes to ETF and retail, they're definitely starting to slowly creep back in, which is good to see. The new pro-crypto SEC chair is working to clarify crypto regulations. Obviously, we want more clarity, which means higher prices. Multiple ETFs are now being filed, so this has some confluence where I think our alt season will start later in the future, especially if we get these ETFs confirmed, and that will just allow a trickling from money rotation from the bigger caps to the smaller caps. Banks are no longer required to report crypto activity. Super bullish. Bloomberg called Bitcoin a safe haven, so that's sort of just warming up the retail and slowly trying to get them in. Arizona had their third hearing to become the first state to implement a Bitcoin reserve. Trump recently met with Zelensky at the Vatican to discuss peace negotiations. So if we get that war called off with Russia and Ukraine, I think the markets would go absolutely ballistic. We've all said Bitcoin has been hovering below 95k for a few days, which also coincides with the 0.618 Fib retracement. The RSI and stock RSI are both crossing to the downside. If it doesn't close above 96, which we didn't and haven't, I will start targeting 88 to 90k. So if we stay below 96k, yes, it looks like we are going to get that dip, and it would coincide with me saying early May we would see that dip, and then we can go up from there. When it comes to price targets, I'm not quite sure yet, but when it comes to timings, I do expect early May to be that dip. In this market, the dips are for buying. We're still lining up perfectly with 2020 seasonality, along with following the gold and M2 money supply lag. So generally, April is like a 50-50 kind of month, but when it comes to M2 money and just other data points, it's looking like just pretty much the next 3 months or so is a definitely bullish period, especially with this M2 money lag. So as you can see here, it's just going on a monster run right now, and it's looking quite good for a leg up for Bitcoin. And that's all to the Bitcoin TA market analysis. So I guess a recap, we've had that weekly close, and it's looking like we're really getting ready to have a massive leg to the upside. But be careful, because I do expect May to have a low, but dips are for buying in my opinion. Of course, none of this is financial advice, it's just my opinion, and I'm just relaying what I'm seeing on the charts. But as long as we hold that weekly RSI, it's looking like, as always, this would be the third time we've had this happen where we will see a doubling in the Bitcoin price from the recent lows. So next part of the video is Degen. So Degen is a base native token on BaseChain. It's one of the most OG tokens, and it's actually already listed on Coinbase. So it TGE'd back in 7th of January 2024. So very, very old for a base token, which is, I guess, a good point, because it's more likely to have higher tier listings. So I guess it coincides with how Binance is also going to be listing base native tokens. So to be honest, on that point, since Degen is actually listed on Coinbase, it probably gives it more merit that, look, it might actually get listed on Binance as well, which obviously would help the charts. But when it comes to the charts, personally, I'm not liking it too much. Reason being is it's just had two massive pump and dumps, and all it is really is just making new lows right now. And ideally, what I would like to see is at least for Degen to get above this, I guess you can call it a massive pennant, and just get above and break trend, because right now it's just doing massive pump and dumps, and ideally it doesn't like break, it doesn't get rejected off this next leg. It could be a 3 drive move, which would definitely be bullish, where it's 1, 2, 3, and then we can finally get and finally break out of it. But as right now, as it stands, it's not looking bullish. It just needs more time and accumulation, because even looking for bullish divergences on the 3-day, there's nothing to be said on the 3-day. It doesn't really look that great. And same for the daily, it also doesn't look great. So I guess my opinion around Degen, it's a solid project. There's a lot of users using it. It's just the issue is when it comes to the price and the charts don't lie. And as it stands right now, it's not too bullish. What I would then say is it just needs more time to accumulate, and I can come back to you guys on this token later in the future when the price has definitely developed, because what I would like to see is to reclaim the 140 mil support and definitely get break above this downtrend, because right now it's just looking like it's made a new low, and I definitely don't want to be calling you guys to accumulate, because it could just be rolling over from here, depending where BaseChain goes in Ethereum. But as it stands, it just definitely needs more time. It's a solid project. It's got a solid community. It's just when it comes to the TA, yeah, like I said, it's not 100%, not looking great, but just needs more time. So that's all to the video, guys. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys want me to cover any specific base native tokens. I'm going to be covering every day a different base native token, and I'll still be doing my starter pack videos, but I just want to be covering more videos and try and be less selective and try and be more open to you guys, because obviously every video and every coin I cover won't be positive, because obviously not all tokens are bullish, especially at these times in the markets. So yeah, that's all to the video, guys. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Peace.